Hey there, I'm back and will now give the breakdowns for which teams will win the NFC in their respective divisions. The NFC East has always been an entertaining division, as you are always unsure of who will win this division. Not since the Philadelphia Eagles won 4 straight division titles from 2001 to 2004 has a team won back-to-back divisional titles. I believe this current trend will continue as the Dallas Cowboys, who won last year's division title, will not win this year. They have obvious talent with Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, and Ezekiel Elliott, who just signed a new contract extension and is reported to be ready for the Week 1 matchup against the Giants. Even with this development, I still don't see them winning the divisional title. The Washington Redskins are starting quarterback Case Keenum. That's all I have to say about that. They aren't winning with him under center. The New York Giants have Eli Manning. The NFC East is pretty quarterback poor as of right now with those two teams. And finally, the Philadelphia Eagles, coming off of a wild finish last season that saw them making the playoffs through the wild card. Now with a healthy Carson Wentz, Zach Ertz, Alshon Jeffrey, and with running backs Jordan Howard and rookie Miles Sanders, I believe they will win this division over the Cowboys. The NFC West has their own barrage of talented quarterbacks under center. From Goff to Garoppolo and Wilson to Murray, the San Francisco 49ers are finally in a spot where they can see if Garoppolo was worth all the money they paid him during the 2018 offseason after acquiring him via trade with the New England Patriots during the 2017 season. I believe he can showcase his skills as a pocket passer in an offense that has effective offensive weapons such as Dante Pettis, Marquise Goodwin, Matt Breida, and Tevin Coleman. They've got some maturing to do. That is why I'm not picking them to win the division this year. The Arizona Cardinals are in a full-on revamp of their offense with the brand new head coach and rookie quarterback Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray was drafted first overall in this year's draft, so there is more pressure on him to produce right away. I believe so long as the Cardinals faithful temper their expectations and develop him into an NFL quarterback, they will have a better sense of direction as opposed to the mess that was Josh Rosen last year. The Seattle Seahawks always seem to be in the mix for a playoff bid because of their defense and Russell Wilson. The Legion of Boom has come and gone, but that doesn't mean their defense isn't one that is easily beat, especially when they're at home with their 12th man to assist them as the opposing offense has the ball. Russell Wilson has shown that he can put this team on his shoulders and bring them into the playoffs, but I don't see that happening this year through the division. They still have a Goff-sized hill to climb. The Los Angeles Rams are still the team to beat not only in this division but also in the conference. They have one of the stronger defenses in this conference and the division with their strong leadership of McVay and Goff. They are going to attempt a different tactic this year with their workhorse back in Todd Gurley. Instead of having him as the main 3-down back, they are going to scale his touches back in an attempt to keep him fresh for playoff time. With this new plan, it doesn't mean their offense is going to struggle. With Goff gaining an additional year of experience in the league and familiarity with Cooper Kupp, Brandon Cooks, and Robert Woods, they're going to score roughly the same amount of points this year as they did last year in my opinion. On to the NFC North. I will start off by saying I will not be wasting much of my time talking about the Detroit Lions. They have a very good running back in Kerryon Johnson, but until they learn to not throw the ball with Stafford 50 times in a game, they aren't going to win many games anytime soon. The Minnesota Vikings have talented pieces on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Their weak spot, in my opinion, is the quarterback position. I do not believe in Kirk Cousins. If they had a bit better of a quarterback, I would play with the notion of them winning the division this year. The Chicago Bears have a very strong defense. They've showcased that last year. The offensive side of the ball is a different story. Personally, I do not trust Mitchell Trubisky. He's fine passing the ball intermediately, but anything downfield, his accuracy decreases and he is less effective. Here's where the good part comes in. With the defense they have, they do not need him to be anything more than a game manager. Remember Alex Smith and his time with the Chiefs. That is what Trubisky should strive to be this upcoming season. He has talented pieces around him on the offensive side of the ball, but the key is their defense. They probably aren't going to give up more than 16 points a game on average. That means you need 3 successful drives of your offense that translate to 2 touchdowns and a field goal during the course of the game. That's all they should need to win. The Green Bay Packers are always an intriguing team when it comes to this division. With Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, you feel as though anything is possible for this team. Even with the new head coach under helm, I do not foresee them having issues on the offensive side of the ball. They have more than enough talent with their receivers and running backs. With the head coach that likes to run the ball, I see their offense more potent than in years past. Being able to run the ball successfully to set up the pass should make them very explosive during the course of this year. Their defense is what worries me a bit. As a Packers fan, I've gone through many seasons assuming the defense would perform much better than they ended up doing. Whether it was due to injury or overall poor play, they seemed to give up yards in huge chunks and struggle to pressure the opposing quarterback. If they are able to do those things with their additions in free agency and the draft, I see them winning this division. Not with these, possibly a margin of a game or two counting down to the final weeks of the NFL regular season. Lastly, we have the NFC South. This division is usually competitive, and with each team being able to put up points on the board, what separates them is their defense. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a team that can score quickly with their combination of Jameis Winston and Mike Evans, but with their poor defense, they aren't set up to do much more than be a difficult matchup for the rest of their divisional opponents. The Atlanta Falcons have strong weapons in Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, as well as emerging receiver Calvin Ridley. With their defense giving up a combined 50 touchdowns last year through the air and ground, they are in the works of trying to outscore their opponents as opposed to stopping their opponents, a formula that doesn't usually translate into a division title. The Carolina Panthers are a team that are intriguing with Christian McCaffrey, obviously, but with fellow young and speed receivers DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel, the de facto number 1 and 2 receivers with the departure of Devin Funchess, I believe this offense can score and score quickly with these guys that they drafted over the last few years. Their defense will be strong as usual, but I don't believe they will be the team that takes this division. This leaves the New Orleans Saints, a team with one of the most experienced and successful quarterbacks in the league. Drew Brees is still throwing the ball with regularity and wreaking havoc with Michael Thomas, but Alvin Kamara is still a guy in this offense that can run it down your throat or grab it in a check down and beat you down the field. Not to mention their defense, which ranked near the top in the league while only surrendering 32 total touchdowns last year. They're the clear favorite to win this division and have a long run in the playoffs to the conference final championship and even the Super Bowl. There you have it. Those are my picks. I think we're in for another entertaining football season, and I'm excited to see what this one will bring forth. Until next time, I'm Kevin Householder.